Welcome back to the Mask of Fear. In this case, the Mask of Fear Live. I'm Sean, that's Randy and Johnny, and on tonight's show, we're going to talk a little bit about the Halloween video game, some things that might be dropping here over the course of the next 10 days. They've been pardon me, some small little things out, but I do believe something major is still coming in the next 10 days or so. So we have that. Ben Solo movie was very, very much a real thing, despite something that never really got much talk. We're going to talk about that and figure out what we have to do to wake the fucking people up over at Disney and Lucasfilm. And we also have a bit of a scoop of sorts tonight. This should take people for surprise, I would think, if that pans out. Tommy B will be joining us, and all that much and more right here on the Mask of Fear Live.
Fear.
Indeed, it is, and we're back here tonight. Look, apologies for no stream going up ahead of time. Honestly, that's not been a strong point of ours lately. We will work on it as we go here, but we got some things coming up. We were hoping to have a watch party tonight, but some things didn't go our way. And so we have just sort of a normal traditional episode for everyone tonight. And then on tomorrow night, we will be back live on the channel, not on the Patreon, where we will be doing the season finale of Ahsoka and wrapping that up. And we can announce we are going to turn our attention over to the Kenobi series after the month of October. And I think what we'll do is we'll knock that out in 3 weeks because the episodes aren't very long. We'll do 2 episodes a week. And it's amazing how much longer some of the Ahsoka episodes are than Kenobi, and Ahsoka episodes aren't even that long. So that's telling you something. But without further ado, though, the Grand Moff himself, Randy, what's going on, man?
Yeah, not a lot, man. Just chilling, trying to get myself ready for man, just enjoying some scary movies in general, trying to broaden my horizons this year, getting some of the Hammer horror films because that's always been on my bucket list. But other than that, everything is going pretty well. Obviously, congrats to you and Johnny on the Jays making the series, so that's pretty exciting for you too.
Yeah, it's I'm not a big Raptors guy. They're not my favorite basketball team, anyways. It'd be a distant two for me. So when the Raptors won, it was cool to see, but it didn't really do a whole lot for me. I've always been a Jays fan, always been a Leafs fan, so that one means a little more for sure. And A little something extra knowing that so many of the guys that were from honestly a team that probably should have went to the World Series and won it 10 years ago. So many of those guys were in town for the game and on the field celebrating afterwards. It almost felt like this long overdue sequel to a novel that came around last night, where all the main characters have, um, you know, evolved into, the non-main characters, if you will, the supporting cast in an off-field role. And there was some level of nostalgia, definitely, in that, but it was cool to see and fun to experience. Jade and I stayed up here watching the long coverage afterwards in the dressing room, which they just decided to keep the camera rolling the entire time, and I was just waiting for someone to have a slip up. But no, it was a great experience. One day, hopefully, while I'm still on this earth, I would like to see the Maple Leafs do even just do that. Get to a point where you can compete in the finals for it. But I'll take the Jays. Johnny, thoughts?
Oh, I mean,
Just
they
a
were the
fabulous
same.
threesome.
It was an amazing moment. It wasn't expected. Like I said a bit earlier, the game was going so decidedly against us that I was actually just getting tired and falling asleep, and then it happened. The Springer Dinger joins the bat flip in the lore of home runs in the postseason. That is what I'm calling it, and I hope that's what everyone else calls it too, because it's too funny a name not to. But it just it was a huge moment. It was a great moment. It's you and I were too young to remember '93, but we could vividly remember 2015. And it's just you're right. It's a healing thing. Seeing us finally get over the hump and get back to the dance, and after being written off so many times, even by ourselves. There were points even in that series when you and I would discuss it, and it was not happy thoughts. We were not overly optimistic of our opportunities, and and then for me, I think the moment that really sort of flipped things around on its head was Springer taking the plunk in the knee, and Seattle cheering. Like it's you see it today. It was I've seen it anyway. It's been memes, and it's one that I've really come to enjoy. It's Springer on the ground, in pain, and it's the Michael Jordan. I took that personally meme because it's got like the crowd cheering and like subtitles, and it just it's it's amazing. It's I can't begin to. Needless to say, I'm going to be calling in a rain check on next Tuesday because Game 4. But um, I love you guys. I love the audience and all that. But Game 4 of a World Series. That's if we thought it was bad when I tried to multitask watching in like the DS, imagine trying to do it during the World Series. So but it just I'm excited for it. I'm here for this. Friday night cannot come soon enough. Game 1, and we've got that home field, which is a huge. We are one of the best home teams in Major League Baseball this year, and with the exception of the first 2 games of the CS, we've shown that in the postseason, and I hope that we're the underdog, and I hope we carry that because it's the same story. And it's 2019. It's 2019, guys. The Springer Dinger is the Kawhi 3 in Philly. Like it's the parallels are crazy. If Shohei Ohtani tears his Achilles, I'm checking out on life because that's too creepy.
Can anybody hear me? Because I got no audio.
We can now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's very weird. The audio started coming through my TV.
Oh, wow.
Not normal.
I was gonna say I stopped hearing Johnny, and I'm like, did Johnny just fall out of his chair or something and check out literally?
No, too early for that. But like I said, if the 2019 parallels keep happening, I might, because that'd be too weird.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Not many people giving the Jays very much of a fighting chance, and in some aspects, I see it for sure. And in other respects, I I don't agree with some of the notions out there. Like, I think the Jays 1 through 4, starting pitching wise, can go shot for shot with the Dodgers. That's just
That's a
not
tough one for me when the Dodgers have two guys who are Cy Young guys.
so do the Jays.
I don't know about
In
that.
fact, how do you not know about that? That's a fact. It's a fact.
At present, I don't think it is.
Well,
I
last
mean, if
time
we
I
win
checked
this,
it-
it's not because of our pitching. I'll say that right now. That's my honest feeling, is that if we win this, it's not because of our pitching.
it's because of a whole team effort, in my
Well,
opinion.
no, absolutely.
There's no bullpen. Like, the bullpen has had one shining moment, if you ask me. I'm sorry, Hoffman making one save doesn't make it a shining moment. It's great that he came up when he did, and don't forget
It's
the
terrifying.
pressure on the Mariners.
Never knowing which
Um,
Hoffman you're going to get.
Oh, for sure. We've talked about that in our hockey chat. Sorry
You
for
and I
lack of
talked
a better
about
term, but bipolar. You don't know who's coming out of the pen, but like, first of all, Savage is an unknown, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
there's no
the
denying
bonus.
what the splitter does. You can watch as much videotape as you can, and when you have that arm angle and splitter, you're gonna be at least in the game with him. Gosman, Gosman Cy Young quality, has been for the last several years. Bieber prior to the injury, Cy Young quality, and Scherzer will be on extra rest if he can do what he did against. I'm already drawing a blank. Seattle.
That's the only series he's been active for.
Yeah, Seattle. Then great, but I want to see Barrios come off the active roster.
Pretty sure I heard something today that Schneider said that's not happening.
That's too bad. Then that's him getting in his own. There's some guys in that bullpen that have no business coming out of that bullpen right now.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I think there's a very real, we're running 4 starters, and Chris Bassett is a super reliever.
I think you need more than just Bassett.
I mean him specifically. Like,
if you don't put Barrios on the roster and he's healthy, you're basically running him out of town, in my opinion. Which, I mean, you're in it to win the series, but you cannot tell me that Jose Barrios letting it all loose for an inning or two is not a better fit than 3 or 4 of the arms out there. There's just nothing that backs up. And then there's the other problem that you only have access to so many guys, right? Like, they have to be on the 40-man.
Yeah.
Prior to, unless it's an injury, and then you can ask.
Or the exception, like we got for you, Savage.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. I think it'll be the Jays need to just keep playing their small ball, and how they position their lineup will be interesting, because it sounds like Bichette should be able to go, but maybe not be playing shortstop. So that would mean Springer to the outfield, and then you're losing a guy from the outfield, essentially. So, because you can't take Clement out of the lineup, he's got to stay in.
Yeah, he's
Outside
hot.
of Vlad, he's been your best fucking hitter all
hot.
postseason. So you don't really even want to take Lucas out, to be honest. But he might be the guy out just based on position availability.
I think he's a positional guy. Like I could see him getting the start against Snell because of how he hits lefties, but I don't know about any of the others. And we do know Snell is pitching.
Lucas is a lefty.
Who the hell am I thinking of?
Clement, maybe, but you're not taking him out no matter who's out there. Clement kills lefties, but he's killing everything in the postseason.
I mean, that could be who I'm thinking of.
Anyways, we'll have more Jays talk as we go here. So maybe not tonight, but I will be here next week. We will be here tomorrow night. We'll be here next Wednesday night doing something. Not sure what. But yeah, without further ado, though, it's Mr. Go Fuck Himself. Tommy B, what's happening, man?
Good evening. How are you gentlemen doing?
That is the loudest and clearest I think I've ever heard you on this. That's crazy.
He is not wrong. That is the best we've heard you in a long time.
Because I'm literally using like the onboard mono audio on my webcam, and just because I was too lazy to plug in my amp, it's
working for you.
That's ridiculous. Okay, well, great, fabulous, happy to hear it. Sounds like everyone's working out today. Great.
Yeah, we know how excited you are over that big Blue Jays playoff win last night, going to the World Series. We know how much of a diehard baseball fan you are.
I got no freaking clue what you're talking about, man. You're speaking another language. What is this? What with Michael and the Ben Solo and this Halloween game, which we'll even see if it sees the light of day, because it might just get canceled like everything else. Just gets canceled.
I don't pissed at your cornflakes today.
Tommy's heard enough about baseball for the rest of his life. He just wants to get on with the show.
Okay, Tommy is here a little earlier than I was expecting him. So we're gonna kind of.
I told you 8:30. It is 8:34. What do you mean I'm early?
I kind of thought you'd be tripling around 8:45, but anyway.
You are the one who is always late, sir. Not I.
Yes. And I have very good reasons for it too. You're welcome to take them for like a month if you want.
I'm just gonna shut that one down right now, buddy. I've known you long enough to know you've always been running behind.
You, sir, are the last person that can speak about punctuality ever. And I think the two other people on here will vote for that as well. This is not the punctuality show, that's for fucking sure. But anyway, let's dive into this. And you know what? Just for that, you get this.
I did not agree to this.
When do we ever?
We're going to do some trivia. And it's going to be a little bit of a testing ground for the final round. It's something new. But we wanted to do a watch party tonight, and I wanted to do Halloween Kills. And we were surprised to see that Halloween Kills really isn't streaming on anywhere without renting it. And my physical copies, God knows where. And I know not all of us have that. So we couldn't come to an agreement on a watch party thing. So I had already been banking some trivia stuff for a matchup that's coming up, a couple of trivia things actually. So I was ahead of the curveball, which is a good time to remind everyone the Star Wars Wastelands reunion show, the 10-year anniversary show, will take place on November the 17th and will feature a trivia match or two and a ton of Star Wars talk, slander, gossip, and all sorts of other things.
I can't believe it's been 10 years. Holy crap.
I hear Johnny V might even have a fabulous threesome with two Jawas in a cantina. So we'll see if that pans out. Johnny doesn't have a camera, so he's going to have to submit his answers via Messenger to me. But the way this is going to work today is we are testing a triple threat rules match. I will let everyone know right now the whole reason for the test on this one is we are planning to have a triple threat match on the 10-year anniversary episode of Star Wars Wastelands, and it would involve Randy, who won his match against Johnny, and two other yet to be named people on that night. So, and I will say this, one's a lock, the other one probably is going to be a lock, and they're both very Star Wars knowledgeable. So Randy's got his work cut out for him for that night. Without further ado, though, this is how it's going to work. If you have a pet, you know what? I'm not going to be able to read the pad and paper from the phone, fellas. So the best way for you to submit your answers is to me on Messenger. Maybe pull up a window to me privately, and just send me a quick test message so it shoots up to the top of your messengers or messages, so you're not, wasting all your time doing that. And under normal circumstances, we would have a wheel, but my laptop is dead as a doornail and is currently charging. And I'm not in vicinity with it, so no wheel round tonight. We have a substitution for that. All right, is everybody ready? Randy?
I'm never ready, but I'll just roll with it.
I mean, you almost choked it away last time, but then Johnny couldn't quite close the deal. Johnny V, are you ready?
You can't see me shaking my head, but know that I am.
Okay.
I'm impressed he's still there, to be perfectly honest.
And Tommy B, are you ready?
Ready for what?
All right. I think we have a very interesting list of questions. So let's go over how this is going to work. Round one, there are 7 questions. 1 in the category of the original trilogy, prequel trilogy, sequel trilogy, TV shows, literature, games, and Johnny's favorite category, behind the scenes. The only thing that would make this better is actually seeing Johnny's facial reactions to some of these. All right.
Trust me, you don't want to see that.
Here we go. Oh, I fucking love seeing you when you're miserable. It's fun. All right. Question number 1. The original trilogy. You will have precisely 20 seconds to send in a message, since you have to type it out. What movie does the Imperial March debut in? And there's no multiple choice in this first round. What movie does the Imperial March debut in? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answers are in. And I can tell you, you're correct across the board. Everybody's starting with a point here tonight, which you will need come the final round. As many as you can tally up. But yes, we are all tied at 1. The answer was Empire Strikes Back. Question number 2 in the category of the prequel trilogy. Which prequel character who does not appear in the original trilogy was originally supposed to be in the original trilogy, but didn't make the cut? You have 20 seconds. Which prequel trilogy character was originally supposed to be in the original trilogy, but ultimately didn't make the cut? To be clear, none of these, there was no footage filmed of this character. He was in earlier versions of the script and eventually removed. 5, 4, No, Tommy, I cannot answer a call to
That
allow
was
you
an
to speak.
accident.
1-0. Time is up. We have Jedi Master, you stumped me from Randy. That's incorrect. We have Qui-Gon Jinn from Johnny. That is also incorrect. And we have Mace Windu from Tommy, which is in fact correct, giving him the lead right now, 2-1 to 1. This might be Tommy's first ever lead in a trivia match where he's not going up against Mondo. So I don't know if his record's that bad, but let's continue. All right, in the category, we know Tommy loves this one, the sequel trilogy. What is the first planet seen on screen during the sequel trilogy? The first planet seen on screen during the sequel trilogy.
I don't want to be the one to be like, we did that, but you asked us that exact question, and Randy and I did this, right?
I think it was either similar, or the exact.
I'm pretty
question.
sure it was exactly. I mean, it was the exact question. I don't know if it was the phrase the same.
Well,
but
we got 2 out of 3 correct.
are they me and Randy?
We
Because if
have
so, that
Johnny and
might
Randy
be
answering
why.
Jakku, which is correct. And we have Tommy, who decided he was going to throw away his good start by answering Octu question mark. I forget the name of the planets or whatever.
That's not what I said, but okay.
No, it was not Octu. It was Jakku. All right.
It was an
that is
ooh,
going
I
to
guess.
even up the score 2 apiece around the board as we go on to Star Wars TV shows. What season of The Mandalorian does Din Djarin show his face in for the first time? What season of The Mandalorian does Din Djarin show his face in for the first time? We have season 1 across the board. That is correct. Across the board, making it knotted up at 3, which is impressive. I didn't think it'd be this close. Randy would be walking away with it. In the category of literature, name the 3 Solo and Skywalker children in Star Wars Legends. You have to get them all correct in order to get the point. You have 20 seconds starting now. Name the 3 Solo and Skywalker children. Sorry.
That third one stumped me for a second.
I'm gonna reword this question very carefully here and allow 5 seconds to make any alterations to answers, so we don't get any complaining. Name Han and Leia's 3 Skywalker / Solo children. You have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. We have Jason, Jaina, and Anakin. Tommy B and Johnny B. And that is correct. Randy had Jason, Jaina, and Ben, which would in fact
I always forget about Anakin. I don't know why. I just do.
Which would in fact be Luke's kid. Tried to save you there, man. Alrighty. Moving on to the second last category in the opening round. Games. What is the second planet you go to in the first Knights of the Old Republic game? What is the second planet you go to in the first Knights of the Old Republic game? Ten seconds. 5, 4, excuse me, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Did not get a answer from Randy. But we got 2 Dantooines from Johnny and Tommy B, which gives them now, doing my math correctly, a 5-5 to 3 lead.
No fucking way. I thought that was the third damn planet.
What'd you think was the second?
The third planet can be whatever you choose it to
And I
be.
was thinking of. That's the thing. I could picture it in my head. I honestly, for some odd reason,
I mean, it's the third unique instance, I guess. You know, you've got the
And
Destroyer.
Darthfire.
Yeah, and then you've got Terrace and then Dantooine.
that's what threw me off.
I emphasized
thinking of
planet, though,
terrorists.
in my questioning.
I was thinking of Terrace. That's like I said, that's on me.
No, this is the first planet. All right. Johnny's favorite category,
Ugh.
behind the scenes.
You can't see it, but I'm pointing a finger in the air. Guess which one?
He's saying you're number 1, Sean.
Damn straight. Glad he knows it. Who co-wrote The Force Awakens alongside J.J. Abrams and Michael Arndt? Who co-wrote The Force Awakens alongside J.J. Abrams and Michael Arndt? And I'll even give you guys a hint, and you'll get 5 seconds after the hint. He's wrote Star Wars before.
Can you repeat what you just said?
I have no idea if
The
I
hint-
spelled
the
that
hint?
right or not.
The hint would
Yeah,
be...
I did not hear the hint you said.
Yeah, he's written 2 Star Wars movies prior to The Force Awakens.
Oh, you added to the hint.
3, 2, 1. Time's up. And Tommy says no Odia. Nope. Definitely not no Odia. And the correct answer is, in fact, Lawrence Kasdan, which at the end of round 1 will give Johnny a 6-5 to 4 lead. Johnny leading after round 1 was not on my bingo card. Sorry, pal.
I mean, you kind of just came like right at my wheelhouse.
All right. Well, round 2, which is normally the wheel round, will be done a little bit differently today. It's still a round that you can steal in, so you need to be paying attention to when the question is asked. If you get the question right without multiple choice, it's 3 points. If you need multiple choice in order to answer the question, you only get 1 point. So you can get 3 if you answer it without multiple choice, but 1 with multiple choice. And if you get the question wrong, the other guys will have precisely 10 seconds to type the answer into the chat to me in order to have a shot at getting it correct.
Do we both get a chance to steal, or
Yep,
just
you
first?
sure do.
Okay.
Nope, you both do.
Okay.
In this round, there are 5 categories: movies, television, games, literature, and Johnny's favorite, behind the scenes. They're all numbered 1 through 5. Johnny, you are leading. You not only get to pick if you go first, second, or third, but you get to pick your numbered category too.
Does the order I pick determine the choice, or
No, you get to pick both.
okay? Do I get to know the category before I pick when I go?
No.
Okay. Then I will go third. And I will pick category 3.
Okay. Randy was in last. So Tommy B. I need you to choose if you're going first or second, and I need you to pick a number between 1 and 5 that isn't 3.
I will go first, and I will pick 1.
All right. Which means Randy goes second. Randy, I need a category number from you. 2, 4, or 5.
I'll pick 5.
All righty. Round number 2, the steel round. Tommy B goes first in the category of movies. You get 2 questions in this category. Again, if you can get it right without multiple choice, you get 3 points. If you need multiple choice, your question will only be worth 1 point. Which character was originally supposed to live through Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope?
And I can just say this out loud, correct?
You can if you know the answer, yes.
Yeah, what the hell? I'll take a guess at this. I'm going to go with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That is correct for 3 points, putting Tommy B out in front 8-6-4.
That wasn't
That's
exactly hard.
We have a critic over here.
I just mean that as far as named characters who died in the first movie, there aren't exactly a lot of choices.
2 prominent ones to be exact. Maybe 4 prominent ones, but yeah.
Well, there was Stormtrooper number 5. Don't forget about him and his great sacrifice.
Well, the multiple choice for that question was Beru, Owen, Tarkin, and Kenobi. So,
okay, I guess if you're counting Owen and Beru, I guess they count. I mean, they do, but I don't exactly call them prominent. But
who appears on screen first in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope? And don't say Stormtrooper. That doesn't count. Like an actual character.
Tommy.
This isn't me now, right?
Yes, this is you.
Oh, it is still me. Shit.
I'll repeat the question. I will repeat.
See, I hate trivia. I can't keep up with the rules. They keep freaking changing.
Which character in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope appears on screen first? Which main character?
I will take the multiple choice.
All right.
I hate you.
Probably not going to be helpful multiple choice, but I'll take it.
Probably not, man. You might get.
I got a better idea. Can I tell you keep the multiple choice? Can I still do that?
No, you've already used your multiple choice.
Give me the multiple choice.
There's no givesy backsies.
I wish there was, if he's going to get it wrong.
Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
The answer is Darth Vader for a single point. The droids were not included in that question.
Oh, I was anticipating the droids to be included in the question. Actually, that multiple choice.
So was I.
So
the droids are main characters.
You're right. But nonetheless,
you should have specified that in the question if you weren't counting them.
Tommy, look, man, karma.
You called out stormtroopers as not being part of the question, so I'm just saying you set the precedent.
Karma is coming for you, good sir. Excuse me. That was 4 points for Tommy there, by the way, which brings his grand total 9, making the score 9-6-4 at the moment, which puts Randy in the driver's seat. What's so funny?
An internet back and forth with a guy who ironically has Michael Myers as his Twitter profile pictures. LOL, have you ever heard of WWE losing a lawsuit? Someone responds, why don't you call it the WWF?
Oh, wow.
Or Martha Hart.
I think they technically settled that one. They didn't lose.
Did they
but
settle? I couldn't remember.
I'm pretty sure they settled, yeah.
All right. It pains me to tell you this, Randy. But your category is behind the scenes.
Oh, thank God. That means I didn't get it.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
There were 5 bullets in that gun. I was afraid I was going to Russian roulette myself.
Yeah, you literally said that the numbers didn't technically correspond with everything. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get something different. But no, okay.
Behind the scenes. What was George Lucas paid by Fox to write and direct Star Wars from 1977?
Not a lot of money. I know that much. Oh,
10 seconds.
sad part is I watched this documentary earlier this year, and I can't remember. But I'm not wasting my multiple choice on it. Good luck, guys.
You can use multiple choice. We're not limited to one here.
Oh,
That's not
I'm not gonna. I want to see. I want to see these two sweat it out.
All right, chance to steal. And he didn't give you the advantage of a multiple choice steal, so that's out for you fellas. 10 seconds to get your answers in.
Thank you, useless movie trivia knowledge.
Time is up. Johnny has the steal correct for 150,000 points. $150,000. Sorry, not points.
He took scale so he could keep the sequels and merchandising.
Yes.
Well, my guess would have been $50,000 off. So I'm glad I didn't. I was going to get it wrong anyway.
All righty. So that is going to automatically bring the score up to a tie game, 9-9-4. Sorry, I got distracted. Which villain, Tommy, question number 2.
Nope, that's for Randy.
Villain, sorry, Randy, question number 2. Which villain was set to return in George Lucas's version of Star Wars Episode 7 prior to him selling to Disney? This all happened within about a year of each other. In 2011, when he was debating doing the films himself, he had a couple of villains set, and one of them was a returning villain.
I'm just going to take a wild swing at this one just because I haven't thought about that stuff in a long time. But I thought I read something about potentially Palpatine returning.
You think this is episode 9?
Is incorrect. No multiple choice question, which means Tommy and Johnny got about 5 seconds to respond. Tommy and Johnny both have the steal correct.
We covered this so much in the history of this channel. It's burned into my brain.
The answer was Darth Maul. Darth Maul and Darth
his apprentice,
Talon
right? Yeah.
Somehow Darth Maul has returned again.
Well, George,
in Clone
George
Wars
had
he
him
did
come back to life, so he had that precedent because George was a part of Clone Wars. Remember that.
He never dies,
George-
and they just keep reusing him nowadays. He never dies. It's great.
Oh no, he's dead
Except
now.
until he finally dies, of course.
Are we sure about that though?
No,
Oh,
no,
clearly
because
that-
like in the expanded universe, that still wasn't the end of him.
Spoiler alert, all of those coffins are the parts of Maul.
All right, that's going to bring us to Johnny again. The score is 12-4. Believe it or not, Randy is not out of this with this new final round that we're introducing. He's got a shot at coming back. We have a name for the final round, but we'll get to that shortly. Johnny,
What did I get?
in the category of literature.
Okay, I would have rather TV, but or games. Games would have been best.
Question 1. Talon Card was the captain of what ship?
The wild card.
That is correct for 3 points, bringing Johnny up to a 15-12-4 lead. Question number 2. What was the original novel sequel to A New Hope titled? 10 seconds.
The original sequel, the one that actually came out.
Yeah, 3,
Spider in the Mind's Eye.
2. Pardon me, what was it?
Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
That is correct for 3 points, bringing Johnny's total to 18. 18 to
Why did you hear
12.
that first time? Because I definitely said Spider.
All right, Johnny.
I was already in the
you-
process of typing that when you said that. I was like, oh, I got this one.
Johnny is winning, so he will go last. Then you have Tommy B, who's in second. He will go second. And Randy, you are in third.
I have a 6-point
at
lead, right?
4 points. Yes, over Tommy. All right. Tommy B, I need you to give me 3 numbers between 1 and 9.
1, 3, and 5.
All righty. Question number 1, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 14.
I'll pick
And by the
7.
way, hang on. This round is called the Trench Run of Hell. You picked 7.
Clearly.
Okay, so question number 1 for you is worth 3 points.
Is there stealing?
No, there's no stealing.
Okay.
But if you get the question wrong, you will also lose 3 points.
Jesus.
Can I ask for multiple choice?
No, you may not.
Can I not answer?
You would lose your 3 points still.
Holy
But
shit!
here's the thing. Here's the
What kind of
thing.
rules are
You were
these?
kidding about the hell part.
Yeah, you can walk away. So you don't have to take the 3 questions. If you were to take the lead and decide you don't want to sacrifice any more possible losses, which are definitely on the table, people, you can choose to walk away and be comfortable at a number. Walking away at second place, though, is technically an option because you all have to select at least one question. You can't walk away without answering any. But I would suggest walking away is probably not a good idea when you're in second place. All right. I'm not hearing any other questions. So here we go. Question number 1. You also picked 7, by the way, out of 14, which was you could get 3 points or lose 3 points. You also picked the number 1.
Oh, God.
There's no wheel. Normally it would go up on a wheel, but I don't have access to the wheel today. All right. So how many times, by the way, anyway, whatever. How many times does Luke Skywalker ignite his lightsaber in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope?
3.
That's correct for 3 points, bringing Tommy B's total up to 15. I actually got that question wrong while making it. As I'll make the question, see if I can get them. And I thought it was 2, and I went and looked. I'm like, oh shit, it was 3. What? So yes, I had that one wrong. We'll do that. You also picked the number 3, which is a line here. Now I need you to pick another number between 1 and 14 that isn't 7.
5.
All right. If you get the question right, you will get 2 points. If you get it wrong, you will lose 2 points. Who says the line, apology accepted, Captain Nita?
Darth Vader.
That is correct, bringing the new total to 18 to 17 to 4. I also just realized this should have been Randy going first, not you. But it doesn't really make a difference. But yes, you're down by a point. You can choose to stand pat, but again, I don't see the point of standing pat when you aren't in the lead.
Am I allowed to hear the question first or no?
You are not. There will be no rule bending here, sir.
That's not bending. That is asking for clarification of said rules, which always change.
We have clarified no, good sir. All right. Well.
Yeah, I'll keep going. The hell with it.
All right. We need a between 1 and 14 that's not 5 or 7.
9.
9. Oof. All right. If you get this one correct, you will gain 7 points.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
I'm gonna get this
If you
one
get
wrong.
it wrong, you will lose 7 points.
If you could get this wrong, Tommy, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Oh,
no
you're
pressure.
probably gonna get what you want. So.
And you also picked question number 5, and I hate to tell you, this is not an easy answer.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
thank
get
God.
wrong. So go ahead.
Which Star Wars movie was Carrie Fisher the script doctor for? Which Star Wars movie did Carrie Fisher doctor the script for? AKA,
I don't even know what the hell that is.
she went and cleaned the script up. It wasn't in great shape, so George Lucas took the script to her. She worked on it, cleaned things up. She did it for a lot of people around Hollywood, and it's probably she's known just as well for that as her acting career at this point. Which one is it? You got 10 seconds.
I'll go with
9.
Return of the Jedi.
No. Unfortunately, it was not Return of the Jedi. Tommy B. She was in that movie. I guess she could have been the script doctor.
Yeah, I
As
had
well.
no idea when she was.
I
doing
mean, she
this
did
work.
doctor several scripts she was a part of. I mean, she did script doctor Scream 3.
The answer we were looking for was Attack of the Clones. She was the script doctor for Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Probably explains why Johnny loves that movie.
She needed to
Ah,
work on
don't
she needed
you
to work on that one
dare.
a little bit more.
Don't you dare.
I think there's a good movie in there. I like it.
Sure, if you
just
take
with
out
bad
all of the
dialogue.
talking and just leave the action.
So that brings Tommy's point total down to 10. You can still win with that, but Tommy will finish the game with 10 points, which brings us to Randy. Randy, I need you to pick 3 numbers between 1 and 9 that aren't 1, 3, and or 5.
Okay. I will go with 2, 8, 9.
2, 8, and 9. Alrighty. For your first one, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 14 that isn't 5, 7, or 9.
Okay. Let's start with 14.
All right. Question 14. Pardon me, not question 14. You have the option of gaining 5 points but losing 7.
Jesus Christ.
You could gain 5 but lose 7.
Is there a negative, or does he just stop at 0?
Well, I think it would be stopping at 0. I didn't think that far ahead, but yes. But you can gain 7, gain 5, lose 7. All righty then. Let's get into it. Question, you picked 2, I believe, right?
I picked 14.
No,
14
but
was
question,
the value.
questions was 2, 8, 9.
Right. Okay. I didn't. So okay. I'm getting it now. So with the second number you pick is
the
your
points. Is the
Yeah,
I
it
gotcha.
would normally appear on a wheel. I don't have access to the wheel.
Now I
so.
understand what I'm doing here. Okay.
How many team members from Revan's team in Knights of the Old Republic, including him, are on the Endar Spire before it crashes into Terrace?
Four.
That's correct. So that shoots Randy all the way up to 11 and 1 point ahead of Tommy B.
I'll admit, if I'd have had that one and just gut checked, I said 3, and then I was like, no, I forgot T3.
That's where I was too, and I was like, oh wait, the droid's there too.
Yep. He's
no,
the only one you
it's
never
not.
see
I thought
on
it
the
was
Endar
plus
Spire.
5 minus 7, not plus 7 minus 5.
+5 -7, yes. That's
Yeah,
what he
said.
said.
sorry, you'd be at 9. You'd be at 9. My apologies.
I don't want to dick over Tommy, you know.
Yeah.
I just want to keep you as far away from me as possible, so I can hopefully
need
get a
another
low-value
number
first question and then just walk away.
I need another number between 1 and 14. And it cannot be 5, 7, 9, or 14.
I'll go with 10.
All right. To gain 4 points, but lose 2 if you get it wrong. Name the order in which they first appear in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Han, Leia, Luke, and Vader. Put them in order of which they appear first to last in A New Hope.
Vader, Luke, Han, Leia. No, I got it wrong.
Nope,
I got it wrong.
Incorrect, sir.
It dawned on me. I was like, wait a minute.
You rushed your answer.
Yeah, I did. I didn't
and
think
you're
it through.
down to 7. All righty. I need another number between
For the audience, can you give
1.
them the correct answer?
I need another number between 1 and 14. If the audience is saying anything, I can't see it. I haven't been able to see it.
No, I'm just saying, can you give the correct answer for the audience?
Okay. The correct answer for that one was Vader, Leia, Luke, Han.
Good, I got it right. When Randy got it wrong, my whole brain went into like, wait.
I rushed
right?
it rather. I rushed it rather than just kind of took a minute to put it all together.
You forgot
that
we see
drops
her put
Randy-
the thing into R2?
Pretty
That
much.
drops Randy back down to 7 points. Alrighty. Last question, man. I need another number between 1 and 14 that isn't 5, 7, 9, 10, or 14.
I'll go unlucky 13.
Ooh, this is going to be a double-edged sword. Knowing Sean, 13 is either the option of greatest reward or the option of greatest risk.
To gain 5 points or lose 2.
So neither. That's
to
unfortunate.
gain 5 points or lose 2.
See, this sucks for me because I was going to pick 13, and damn. Okay.
Alrighty. Who did the cast at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2 think was coming to save the day? Luke Skywalker ends up coming, but who did the cast think was showing up on the day it was filmed?
Okay.
Character-wise, too, not actor or actress-wise. Character-wise.
You had to give me one that I've never read, so I'm gonna have to guess on this one. Oh, son of a! I mean, I'm just at this point. I know I'm going to lose the 2 points, so I'm just going to guess Ahsoka, just because.
No, they thought Plo Koon was coming to save the day.
I remember.
Yeah, I've never read that article, so I had no
I remember
clue.
hearing, was it Katie Sackhoff said that at a con? Told that story.
There's actually a documentary on Disney Plus.
Which I've never watched.
Okay, well, specifically for me, I'm saying I think she said that at a con in one of the panels that, you know, they didn't know it was Luke. Could have been around the time of or something, but that's where I remember it from. But I couldn't have told you who it was. I just knew it wasn't Luke. I would have guessed like Cal Kestis, because around the time that was a thing, people were theorizing.
That would have been not a bad one had they gone that route.
Really, he was just one of 3 options that were possible, right? It was either Luke, Ahsoka, or him as the most likely possibilities for, you know, Jedi of prominence at that period.
That would have been a fun way to bring Cal into live action for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, we'll go over this one at a time. You technically only need to get one right here to
I was gonna say, what's the point?
end the game.
What's my
right
cushion?
now, the points would be 18 to 10 to 5.
So as long as the value of question I take isn't -8, the question is meaningless.
Correct.
So the question here is, if
Are-
it ends up
no,
in
no,
a
no, no,
tie,
I'm just-
if it
I'm
ends
just
up in a
trying to-
tie,
No, well, I mean, I
Is
wouldn't
there-
walk
is
away
it-
if it was a tie.
no, I'm just saying if it ended up in a tie, we'll say it for argument's sake here before you answer your question, because we know you
Well,
have to at least
mathematically,
answer
it
one.
can't, likely, because
You
if
could
I get
drop
the first
below
one-
and then.
if I get the first one wrong and it isn't exactly 8, I'm walking away.
Well, I get that point. I'm just saying, as just in case, is there like a
Is there a
sudden death-
tiebreaker procedure
Yes.
in place? Is the question he's asking? Because we're not going to need it for this one.
There's questions. Yes.
Okay.
Just
Not many.
making sure.
So
Well,
I'm not.
hopefully it
I
doesn't get to
don't.
that
I don't need the details. But are there -8s on the board?
Yes.
Okay.
Pick a number between. This will be your question.
Are
1
we just
and 9.
for entertainment value? Are we doing this one at a time for me since I
Yes.
have control? Okay.
Yes, between 1 and 9.
What are the 4 numbers I have to choose from?
It
Or
would
actually,
be
I guess
3
I
numbers.
have 3. So which 3?
have-
And I'll pick
yeah.
up which one I have
It
left.
would be 3 numbers that you have to choose from.
Uh-huh.
And there is the number 4.
Okay.
There is the number 6. And there is the number 7.
Giving nothing away more than that, are there categories that I'm going to want to reach through the screen and strangle you for being in this particular bunch of 3 for me?
Oh,
I'm
for
sorry,
fuck's
I
sake,
cannot
stop
accept that
stalling.
line of questioning.
I will take number 6.
Yep. Okay. And now I need you to pick a number between 1 and 14. This is going to determine a lot. Your options are to pick number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 6, number 8, number 11, or number 12.
Give me number 11. No, don't tell me I just picked the 8. I mean, I can't see the board, so for all I know, you're just taking whatever number I choose, and that's the 8. But
Oh no! Oh, the board's being kept track of, and there'll be a screenshot sent after this is all said and done.
did I do the content?
Pardon?
Did I do the content? Did I pick the -8?
Well, if you get it correct, you gain 2 points.
Great.
If you get it incorrect, you lose everything.
What?
Everything. Holy shit.
Yeah, and there
I
were
think Johnny's having
2
heart palpitations over there now.
there were 2 lose alls on the board, and you just
Choke.
selected one of them.
Choke.
What in the actual fuck?
Johnny's talked for years how much he loves his trivia. All right, let's get to it here.
Don't choke on your
Oh, please
aspirations.
just tell me this is not behind the scenes.
And well, we don't do categories for this, but funny enough, question
No.
number 6 in the category of behind the
Oh,
scenes.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
How long was the first cut of Revenge of the Sith? You have 10 seconds to answer. 10, 9,
It
8,
was like fucking
7,
It was like
6.
4 hours.
5. Is that your final answer? 4.
I feel like it
3,
was longer than any of the Lord of the Rings. I would say 4
2,
hours.
1. That is correct. It
Oh,
was a
thank Jesus.
4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith.
I'd have been happy.
Yeah, me too, right? Just out of curiosity, what would have been the next number you picked?
What did I have left? I've forgotten everything.
It would have been 1, 2, 3
For value or for the question?
for value. You only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No.
I would have picked 1, so you can stop looking.
Oh well, then it would have been only wrong. Lose 2 points.
Oh,
Right,
great.
and 3.
I should have switched the order then.
The lose all points options were 11 and 6.
Okay, I was never going to pick
11
6, so I couldn't have stumbled
and
into
6.
both of them.
There was a lose 10 at 8, a lose 9 at 12, a lose 7 at 9, a lose 10 at 3, which is a deadly one because you only got 1 point right for getting it right, and 10 for getting it wrong.
So these two managed to bumble through. These two managed to tip through the tulips, and Tommy didn't get anything more than an even switch. Randy's were all in his favor, except for one, which was only a 2-point differential. Now I'm left on the board
It
with.
killed him though. Those 7 points. Or sorry, Tommy lost 7, didn't he? Yeah, Tommy lost 7.
Yep.
That's what I'm
'Cause he
saying.
got
There
all
was,
the way
that
up
was
to
a, that was a
17.
+5 -7, so like it was a
Yeah,
2-point negative.
Still a pretty
It's not-
bad one, losing 7. So, anyways, that'll do it. Johnny wins the trivia for tonight.
I hate
Shocking.
it here.
Let's move on to a little bit of Star Wars talk here. All right, so we're talking Star Wars, and it comes out, and not just from like your mom and pop place. It's been covered now by most major outlets that in 2021, Adam Driver and Steven Soderbergh approached Lucasfilm with the idea of doing a Ben Solo-centric film after The Rise of Skywalker, a way of basically saying the character had survived the movie, which most of us were lobbying for going into the movie. And so many interesting wrinkles to this because it was Adam Driver that spilt the beans, right? He's the one that came out and said all this and clearly breaking NDA. So obviously he's not very happy with the outcome. But it would have been a Ben Solo-centric movie. He called it... the interesting thing here, guys, is most people viewed Adam Driver as the one most unlikely to return to do a Star Wars project after the mess of the sequels. And but Adam is a talented, super talented actor who has such great range, can basically do whatever he wants. And he said he was in love with the script. It was one of his most favorite scripts he's ever read. Took place after The Rise of Skywalker. Lucasfilm apparently loved it, loved the idea. Would have been a way to keep the character going. And Disney apparently said, no, we're going to veto this one because we don't understand how this character would be alive after we just killed him off. That's what's out there. And again, not coming from mom and pop, coming from Adam Driver himself, which is an interesting one because it really is a clear break of an NDA. He's probably going to get in trouble for it, but part of me wonders if Lucasfilm kind of nudged Adam Driver and said, you know what? What if you just put it out there and we see what the public response to it is? And maybe that will change some minds, because that happens a lot in the entertainment and even the gaming industry. But first of all, guys, a Ben Solo driven movie with Adam Driver in the driver's seat would get me more excited than a lot of what we have announced to date. So there's that. But the whole, we're going to squash this movie because we don't understand how this character would still be alive, from Disney, by the way, not Lucasfilm, is some real what the fuck, and kind of is an eye-opener to a lot of people out there that have claimed for years that Lucasfilm and Disney are on the exact same page. Clearly not. Like, I'm sorry, Ahsoka, I think Randy pointed it out in a group chat earlier, but like, Ahsoka, still alive. Darth Maul was cut in half, still alive. Yoda dies but can make physical impact on the world. Same with Obi-Wan to a lesser extent, and Luke again in The Rise of Skywalker, and Anakin's in a actual lightsaber training type duel in the World Between Worlds long after his death, 6 or 7 years after his death. And we're going to squash a movie with the star power in front of the camera of Adam Driver and behind the camera of Steven Soderbergh, who's an A-lister. What the fuck is going on here? I want to get Tommy out of here because I know he's got to go shortly, but I want to start with Johnny on this one. Yeah, you and I have been doing this since Wastelands. I did not have this one on the bingo card, and I hope something can be done to salvage it, but I don't think there's any more of a clear-cut message that, hey, regardless of what they say, these two companies, despite one owning the other, are not on the same page.
Well, this confirms one thing for me that I never would have believed before this. Disney actually knows what's going on in the canon. Now, I don't know. I mean, like, I'd like to, sit here and say that this could have been great. But on the other side, as exciting as that is, as the idea behind it, like, I don't know. When I think of Steven Soderbergh, I think of the Ocean's movies. I think of heist movies and things like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know stylistically how he'd fit
Rogue
in.
One.
Soderbergh?
You said a heist movie.
No.
That is
I mean,
literally
like,
the
with,
definition
I
of
mean,
Rogue
with
One.
what, no, I'm not saying Disney can. I'm saying with what I believe that this film would have been. I don't believe this film would have been a heist movie. Is what I'm saying. Like, that's more from what I mean. Like,
The
it's
little
not that
bit that
heist
Adam
movies can't
Driver
work,
said
because I
basically
mean,
said it'd be a character piece.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I like the idea, but at the same time, I absolutely do not want to walk into another. I do not want to go from watching episode 9 and somehow Palpatine returned to going to whatever this is and somehow Ren survived. Like, if you don't have a way to explain that enough that you can make Disney understand this, where, like, it just, I don't know. And like, saying Lucasfilm is on board with this, I don't, because this would have been Kathleen pre Dave's ascension, right? If I have the timeline correct.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, that doesn't really say much to me, because let's be honest, Kathleen Kennedy greenlit a lot of crap that would never see the light of day, under her rule. So I don't know if this is just another one of those myriad of projects that Disney finally realized, why are we doing this? And we're not greenlighting this because he's dead, and you haven't given us a reason to explain why he's not. And like, I'm sure there's much
Well,
more
to be clear,
to
that's
this.
not what they're saying. They're saying they don't see how he'd be alive. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, and presumably they would have had a treatment to assess that.
apparently a full script.
Exactly. So, like, if you can't explain it to them in that script, because I'm sure that not everyone in that room read it. I'm sure that someone in their underlings read it and was asked how come he's alive, and they couldn't
Well, I was
explain
going
it.
to say, I can almost guarantee it was an underling of Iger
No, for sure,
company who
but
got it,
you
and
know,
they couldn't get it.
I mean, that's how a lot of Hollywood works, though, right? Like, for a lot of
That's
places,
exactly how Hollywood works, which is why I'm very pro Lucasfilm / Adam Driver / Soderbergh on this. Like, at the end of the day, Disney has greenlit everything. There's not a project that gets made on any level of Star Wars post 2012 that isn't greenlit by Disney.
No, absolutely.
They get the ultimate call on this. So whenever anyone's blaming anyone, including Kathleen Kennedy, always remember there's someone above her too.
I think she was kind of Swiss cheese on a lot of projects, but I agree. So, like, I don't know. Like, in theory, it sounds great, and maybe it could have been great, but on the flip side of that coin, I don't know. I mean, they greenlit a lot of crap. Why didn't this one get the green light? Like, I'm sure there's a lot more deep. I'm sure there's a lot more depth to it than, how is this guy alive? That, like, I'd like to read more. I'd like to hear more. I'd like to hear what the story was, what the ideas were. What was the purpose of this? How was he alive? Is the question I would most like answered. And
the question I want answered: how is he not alive at this point? Like, the end of the Rise of Skywalker, it seems like the biggest cop out ever. The way that he goes is just convenience. It seems like it almost felt like they did the Harrison Ford thing, where they're like, "Oh, well, this guy's never coming back, so let's."
I don't disagree. I imagine if they'd have known he was open to coming back, they probably would have left a bit more ambiguity in it, but they didn't.
What I wonder is they have a thing for repurposing things, and when it's not good for one idea, they repurpose it for another. Like, there's a lot of people that are very convinced out there that the movies for the Rebels guy there who worked on X-Men, Simon Kinberg, who's essentially doing episodes 10, 11, and 12, could bring him back Ben Solo, be some story narrative that now shifts its way over there. Soderbergh and company might not like it, but that's the way these big
franchises Hollywood, baby.
Work, unfortunately. It definitely, for me, puts it back on the table that he could be brought back in some way, shape, or form. I just don't think Disney is going to prove it as like the overall story being about him and also being the focal point and the main character and all that. Which I think is the wrong call, by the way. I think it'd be better than a lot of what they did if they executed properly. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm bummed. I'm bummed and curious because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that there's an NDA. And it's almost like Adam Driver said, "Fuck this." Tommy B, what do you hear? Or what do you feel / think when you hear that Adam Driver and Steven Soderbergh were working together on a Ben Solo-centric movie based after The Rise of Skywalker? Would you have wanted to see it?
I mean, it would be better than what we've gotten, which is nothing because they haven't came out with anything because they can't get a movie onto the screen. When you look at things, we are continuing to be in a culture where Star Wars is completely irrelevant. I think that it was the Amazon catalog the other day, the toy catalog. We cracked it open on the coffee table, and I think there were a whole 2 Star Wars items in it. And that was just extremely disappointing, but also telling about how Star Wars, for the non-hardcore fans, other than memes and forever and ever pop culture references and such, has largely become a distant memory, with the exception of your Baby Yoda, for those who've hung on to him. But even then, that's out there too. I am not at all surprised that this happened. The question is, some of the articles I've seen, as I've picked them apart, but they really made it sound like that this is nothing new. So I'm wondering, how far back did this go, and why talk about it now?
2021 apparently was the
Yeah.
answer.
So why
late
talk about it
2021.
now? 4 years later, it's
curious.
questionable.
Yeah, there's no way the NDA's elapsed, and to me, it feels very much like let's put it out there in the zeitgeist and see if there is interest in this project and a way of reviving it. Perhaps I'm not really sure.
I honestly, even if they were to revive it, is it going to happen? No, because so much of what they announce or greenlight just doesn't happen. I mean, they've lost the faith of so many people, myself included. I'll go and see something, but as a lifelong Star Wars fan, the day should not have come where I'm this skeptical, but here we are. And it's going to take years and years of blowing me away to get me to reverse my skepticism.
Really? Now, is that just from a theatrical standpoint? Because the
Yes.
way I see it is
Yes.
Star Wars is
Yes.
coming off their biggest fucking win they've had in the Disney era yet outside of The Force Awakens. So,
just theatrical. I have
well,
been.
don't worry, they got a glorified.
I've praised
theatrically
the Disney
released
Plus series and various releases. I've overall enjoyed them. You know, more than you.
Randy, give us your thoughts on this, and then we're gonna wrap up quickly tonight. I got a few points I want to make about the Halloween stuff, but
It's like,
we'll
how long
save
do
the
you
rest.
got? Because no, I'll keep it kind of short. No, I feel like this is like it's like Disney. Are you afraid of making money? Because I think this would have done well because the character was popular enough. I think it's pretty easy to bring the character back because you could find an instance while being in the world between worlds to pull him through to save him. Obviously, we've seen it with Ahsoka. We know that Maul survived surely on rage alone, so we know that's not impossible for him. I mean, we get somehow Palpatine return, but they don't want to somehow do Ben Solo return. So it's no, I feel like the story could obviously the story was good enough. The script was good enough that Adam Driver wanted to do it. And if that is the case, then why not? Why not do it? Why not take a stab in the dark considering we've had such a huge drought in the movie theaters for Star Wars? This is
he was
something
involved in the process of writing it too.
So it's a character he was passionate about. He was part of the creative process. He got himself a good team behind him that was all ready to work on it. You get Soderbergh, and we've seen what passion projects can do. We've seen when people love a character and can get behind a character and want to put their best foot forward. We've seen what happens with that. Hell, we think about what happened with Deadpool when Ryan Reynolds leaked the test footage that they did. Look what that turned into. Maybe that's what this is
There's
about.
some experts. Yeah, there's some experts out there that have put that out there. The last, like Jermaine Luce was one of them.
Maybe that's what this is about.
Went out there and said this might be their way of trying to force this into being a thing.
As it is, from what I've seen on social media so far, a lot of people are extremely disappointed that this didn't get considered. So there is, granted, it's a small sample size from what I've seen so far, but there's people out there that want it just from hearing about it. And I feel like this really could have done a good job of maybe we get more into Ben's past as to, other than novelizations and whatnot, just reasons why he did what he did. And maybe you could have the what's left of the Knights of Ren being the main focal point for his, for the villains, essentially. Obviously, we haven't seen the script, so we wouldn't know, but it's just the idea that there's a lot of possibilities here. Plus, you could delve deep into the mysticism of the Force, which is something that Lucas always did, something Filoni's always enjoyed doing. You could take it a step further and really just show how go down the rabbit hole and see how far it goes. And it's just, we don't understand how he's alive. It's the Force. The Force can do whatever the fuck it wants. So, yeah, I feel it's a huge missed opportunity. I'm hoping that because it's been leaked, that it does garner enough of a movement that we at least get to see, even if it's concept art. I'm really curious to see what they were dreaming up and if it really has a chance of seeing the light of day, even if it is 5-10 years down the road.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's basically going to do it for our show for tonight. We're going to save some of the other topics. I'm going to talk about this, though, in terms of the Halloween game before we go. So some of you might have noticed that they're starting to release some very short, like 5 to 10 second stuff where they talk about some new details and reveal some new things. It is still my impression that they will be releasing a longer clip with more details of story mode sometime in the month of October. And if I had to guess, giving Halloween, I believe, falls on a Friday this year, would not be at all shocked if they wait until Halloween to release said thing. So be on the lookout for that. The Halloween game is not leaving the front and center attention that it's got in the last couple of months, which is a good thing. Now, whether we get anything on the TV show or not remains to be seen. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We are currently set to have the Halloween Aftermath guys on Saturday. We're still looking to make that official. Their fan film's available on YouTube now. Check it out. It's done on incredibly high quality for a fan film. Just congratulations to James and Cole and Cameron and everyone else over there that worked on that project so hard for years. Looking forward to diving into some of that with all of them. And we will be back with more of this. Tommy B, where can everybody find you at?
Everyone can find me nowhere. I'm not anywhere typically.
He gone.
Just on Facebook and Reddit,
He gone.
but I don't give that out. The cesspool
Reddit, huh?
of Reddit.
I was gonna say those are some shifty waters.
There are also
Mr.
some
Fabulous.
very stable waters when you compare the algorithm and the ability to curate what you actually look at to everything else out there.
So Mr. Fabulous Threesome himself, God knows he was getting those extra time in with the Jawas tonight in order to pull out that trivia win. Johnny B, where can everybody find you at?
Nope, I just pulled that trivia out of my ass, and there are definitely no Jawas in my ass. You can find me here, there, and there is not now, nor has there ever been a Jawa in my ass.
So just to confirm, so I'm hearing this correctly. Johnny takes Jawas in the ass.
Nope, not even once. Never,
right.
ever.
Did I just hear an Utini in the background there?
Houdini.
You did not.
That's good. That was good. The Grand Moff himself, man, where can we find you at?
Over our next at Giggity Giles, obviously here every Tuesday. Every so often you'll find me on Bannerman Banter, especially if Star Wars is a topic of discussion. Also, NFL season being the swing of things, recording the Sports Brew podcast. If you like drinking, laughing, just talking about crazy shit and sports on top of it, just Google Sports and Brew and you find it no problem.
Sounds good, my man. And also, Dustin, some clarification on the Nick Castle stuff when it comes to that game. Yes, he absolutely did mocap work for the Halloween game. And he was more involved than he was in terms of filming stuff anyways for Halloween 2018. That being said, the heavy lifting of the mocap work is not done by Nick Castle. I had the fellow's name. I'm going to have to dig back through my notes. But he's done some various other things, Call of Duty and some other stuff. and then Kane Hodder also does some stuff as well. So it's basically 3 or 4 different people bringing him to life in the game. So some clarification on that front. Trivia's in the books. Johnny V with the win. Big shout out to our channel sponsors, Ryan over at Colleague Nation, one-stop shop for all things NASCAR. Jesse over at Jesse Storytime Spectacular. Mr. Jason Ike over at Backtrack Cinema. Thank you to our patrons and everybody else out there. We will see each and every one of you in the next video.